Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico style. And what is with the moths? This is officially Mothageddon. It is, right?
A lot of people are saying that. I mean, look, here's some of the video. I mean, you can see the monsters everywhere. And I've seen them. I had one attack me on the weather wall earlier this morning.
Oh, no.
They've been in cars and houses everywhere. And bug experts say you can blame the drought for the high number of moths we're seeing this year. They're coming from the mountains because they're looking for water and for food because they're just not getting it there.
Yeah, and you know, the only thing that apparently will give us any relief from these pesky moths is rain. So, Kristen, of all people, I have to ask you, when does monsoon season actually start?
Well, we got a little while to wait. Even though we've been kind of in this early warm weather pattern, and it's been similar to monsoonal season. It usually doesn't start until July-ish, and then it runs through September. So
we got a while.
A little ways, but hey, maybe it'll kick in early this year with things heating up the way they are.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember that movie Magnolia with Tom Cruise? And it was the movie when all the it started raining frogs. It was so creepy, and check it out because it's actually a really good movie, but it's pretty gross. And when I was driving here, moths were like flying at my windshield, and I felt like I was in the movie Magnolia. It's disgusting. But there's other news to talk about, so let's check in with KRQE News 13 anchor Matt Mauro with this morning's headlines. Hi, Matt.
Good morning, Nikki. Good morning, Kristen, and good morning to you. We start here in Albuquerque, where third grader's parents say he's being bullied big time, not just by other kids, but also by his teacher. And as News 13's Kitty Kim explains now, the story does not end there.
He's just like any 9-year-old.
The dinosaur drooling.
We're not showing his face because his parents worry the bullying will just get worse.
Them gross and nasty.
The third grader goes to Los Ranchos Elementary in the North Valley. He says the kids in his class are as mean as it gets.
If she drops some of her food, she goes, "Eat that," off the table. It made me feel like she thinks of me as a cockroach.
It makes me angry. It makes me so angry.
His mom, Judy Apodaca, says the name-calling and teasing have been going on the entire school year. Apodaca says she's met with the teacher and principal 7 times, and still nothing's been done.
The teacher is not doing anything to help my son. She tells him to ignore it instead of taking some sort of action to stop it.
In fact, Apodaca says his teacher is part of the problem.
She just singles him out all the time, you know, in front of the other kids, but she already has problems dealing with those kids.
Their latest parent-teacher meeting was just this afternoon, where Apodaca says her son's teacher crossed the line with comments about the entire family's weight.
My whole family walk 5 miles a week and not eat after 7 and have the whole family make points on trying to lose weight. I got offended by it. I was just like, why would you say something like that to me?
Katie Kim, KRQE News 13.
We wanted to hear the school district side of this story too, so we asked, and the spokesperson would only tell us that the school's principal has worked with the students and parents involved to address the issues. Remember that baby boy who was left at a fire station in Albuquerque last week? A woman now claims the state knew he was in danger but didn't do anything about it. Sonia Markey says she gave the baby's mother a place to live when that woman was 9 months pregnant and homeless. Markey also says after little Jaden, that's the baby boy here, was born, the mother had talked about committing suicide, even threatened Jaden. So Markey says that she called CYFD.
I think CYFD dropped the ball because I called them over 100 times telling them of what was going on.
Investigators say Jaden's mother left him with 2 other friends and took off maybe to Louisiana, and the friends ended up taking Jaden to this fire station in Albuquerque last week. And late last night, CYFD told us that the agency did not drop the ball in the case but could not say anything else about it because of the privacy laws. Albuquerque City Council may get rid of a highly paid city worker who apparently spends a lot of time working a second job from his office at City Hall. On Friday night, Dean Staley in News 13 exposed this man, Roberto Albertorio, and showed police escorting him out of his office. Albertorio is the city's chief public hearing officer, so what he does is settle disputes that people have with the city, and he makes $100,000 a year. The problem is that investigators say he's been running a private law firm out of his public office. So now City Councilor Diane Lewis wants the council to vote on basically having a mini trial for Albertorio to decide if he should get fired. In the meantime, Albertorio is banned from city property. Well, after 2 months of turmoil, Sunland Park finally and officially has a new mayor this morning. Javier Perea was sworn in yesterday saying he would get right to work, but he couldn't because he realized the office at City Hall there doesn't have a computer for him.
The CPU on that time? The state took it.
That's because the state raided City Hall back in February when it was investigating this man who was eventually elected to be mayor, Daniel Salinas. Perea says he'll probably bring in a computer from home to work on until the city gets him one. Well, Governor Susana Martinez set to make a huge announcement just a few hours this morning. This is very good news. She and executives of a company called Bendix King, it's a major avionics company, will announce that Bendix King is moving its headquarters to the Duke City. That should create 100 new jobs by the end of this year and another 40 next year. Well, 8:06, that wraps up your morning headlines. Don't forget, you can start your day off every morning with us on News 13. It starts at 4:30. And by the way, Kristen and Nikki, if you're wondering, Bendix King, now owned by Honeywell, makes a lot of the instruments inside of airplanes in the cockpits, the aviation panels.
See, so the next time I fly, I feel like I will know more information. Thank you so much. It's always good to know the inner workings of the transportation that is taking you through the air.
It is.
Right?
And it's really cool that it's going to bring so many jobs here, too.
No doubt.
You really like hearing that.
Love to hear that. And something else that brought a lot of jobs is the movie industry. Tonto and the Lone Ranger may soon be shooting on the Laguna Pueblo. The Tribal Council has given the thumbs up for the new movie to shoot on its land, but the State Department of Transportation still has to approve the use of a road there.
Check out these new pictures of the set we just got from the Daily Mail. It shows the town that Disney built west of Rio Rancho, and you can see all the high-tech equipment behind the Old West set. The Lone Ranger stars, of course, Armie Hammer and Johnny Depp. And Silver, the Lone Ranger's famous white steed, but you can't see him yet. I don't see.
No, that's I think he's in hiding. Yes. So we can see Johnny Depp, but we can't see Silver yet. I'm really excited to see this movie. You know, it's just, like I said, I love seeing, and you said you love seeing the jobs here, and I love seeing so many movies that are set here, and a lot of people don't even realize it, and Avengers actually comes out May 4th, so yet another movie that was filmed here, and it'll be fun to kind of spot the things we know, so I'm excited about that.
I love doing that.
Yeah, New Mexico's so much fun. My favorite New Mexico food is actually about to get a lot of attention on national TV today.
That's right, Martha Stewart will give away Bueno Foods red chili powder to 200 people in her studio audience this morning.
You get a chili, you get a chili, you get a chili. You can catch it at 8 and 11 this morning on the Hallmark channel, but don't change the channel, please, to watch it now. Wait until 11. We don't want you to watch it during our show.
Spread the chili love, that's what I say. You know, I didn't get to have it until I moved out here to New Mexico, and I love it. And I think that other people should be able to enjoy it as well.
It becomes really a big part of your life here, and if you can, you know, move, if you ever move or you have family or friends outside of town, it's fun to be able to share that for sure. Now, here's a funny story. I heard it this morning with you guys, and we're going to share it with those who don't know yet. Meow, New Mexico's own fat cat, is making a huge impression, no pun intended, on the nation.
That's right. Meow was surrendered to the Santa Fe Animal Shelter. Huge Meow, 39 pounds, by the way. And the Facebook page, so loaded with comments, all from all around the world. This cat's becoming famous.
Really famous. Now, Meow is currently in foster care. Apparently, Meow has lost a couple pounds. Right now, weighing in at 39.10 pounds on that scale in that photograph. That's a big cat.
Yes, and he actually made national news earlier this morning too. He was on a couple of the networks.
You know that's equivalent to a 600-pound person.
It's a big cat.
That's a big cat.
It's like Puss in Boots. You know what I mean? Right.
But cute and cuddly nonetheless.
And he's probably going to get adopted soon. So he's having fun in New York right now.
That's a good story. We'll keep you posted if we have any follow-ups on that. Now, here's a follow-up on a question a lot of people have been having. Ryan Seacrest is officially sticking around as host of American Idol. The Fox network announced Monday night that Seacrest will continue to host the hit TV show. Of course, you may know that he has been the host since the show's premiere 10 years ago. Where did 10 years go?
It's been around forever.
I know.
Kelly Clarkson.
Oh my gosh.
Back in those.
Yeah, and she turns 30 today, actually, Kelly Clarkson. So
happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Kelly, and congratulations to Ryan. So excited. I don't think anybody could ever do as good of a job as he does on that show. He's fantastic.
And speaking of American Idol, Jennifer Hudson in the news, not so good with this one, but she's in the prosecution's star in the trial against a man accused of killing her family. She took the stand with some emotional testimony. No cameras were allowed in the courtroom, but these sketches were released yesterday to the media. We have a look at those.
Yeah, it's so sad. I mean, it was such a tragic story. Hudson took the stand against her former brother-in-law, William Balfour, who is accused of murdering the Oscar winner's mother, brother, and 7-year-old nephew. And she didn't talk about any details related to the shootings, but offered testimony about her family. And Balfour has pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of first-degree murder, but if convicted of at least 2, he would face a mandatory life sentence. And I would say he would deserve it. I mean, that was what is it, 3 or 4 years ago this happened. And I remember when we heard this happen to her family, she seemed to be, she really held it together quite well. And I know she went on Oprah and talked about it publicly, but it was one of the saddest stories I've ever heard. Just tragic, really tragic.
It is really sad. You hate to see that, but hopefully, you know, this will be the last thing, and she can kind of get through that and move on.
And hopefully justice will be served, whatever that may be. Now, the weather, we're not just talking about moths in the air, we're talking about a lot of heat, aren't we?
Oh gosh, yeah. It feels more like late May, June, you know, total summer weather out there.
I kind of like it.